Hello, look at the state of this for welcome to weekly watches. No, it's not. Don't even know what I'm doing. Welcome to this for another vlog. Yes, my hair is back. We know I don't like to go out with my hair back. I'm wearing big gleeks. We know I don't like to not have my contacts in. My eye's playing up again, and it does when I get run down. It always does. And Darren has given me 5 minutes notice that he can't go get Isaac and take him to his guitar because he's just hit with a migraine. He had a bad one this morning. It went off a bit, but it's back. He's on the floor vomiting and all sorts. So hopefully he'll be alright. I don't like to leave him in the house like that. But our shopping was also due. Thankfully the guys come. It was due between 3 and 4. Thankfully he came 5 minutes ago and I managed to get the freezer and fridge stuff in. And now I'm going in against the clock to try and get Isaac from his mate's house to take him to his guitar lesson. So apparently he was banging upstairs. My hearing's very good and I didn't hear him, so he mustn't have been banging very hard. So yeah, I've had 5 minutes notice. You'll have to get the shop in, put it away, and get in to get Isaac and get him to guitar. So I haven't had time to brush my hair, sort myself out. This is the mess that I am heading town. I'm a fucking disgrace. So hopefully he doesn't take another migraine. Wednesday, this is Monday. On Wednesday he has his biopsy, and when Darren gets a migraine, it's not like what some people describe as a migraine. It's not like, oh, I've got a really bad headache. It's like, I am nailed to the floor and I can't get up, and I am going to throw my ring up. I'm going to vomit really badly. That's what Darren's like with a migraine. He literally could barely get off. Well, I don't think he could get off the floor. I think I left him sat on the toilet because he keeps being sick and he doesn't have the energy to get back to the bedroom to lie down. He just went for a lie down for an hour. He said, I'm going to lie down for an hour. I'm wiped out from my migraine this morning. Give me a shout in an hour. So I gave him about an hour and a half, and then I gave him a shout. No, I didn't. Yes, I gave him an hour and a half and I gave him a shout, and he shouted, yeah, okay. And literally within 10 minutes he's on the floor vomiting. So yeah, the state of my face. Have I got spots as well? Fabulous. So hopefully he'll be alright, but the thing is I don't want to phone or text him because he won't be able to read the text when he has a migraine, and I don't want to bother him with the phone when he has a migraine. But how am I supposed to know that he's alright? You know what I mean? It's like one of them. Yeah. It gets like this when he has a migraine though. The only thing that actually takes the migraine away is when he's sick. I'm just hoping that this doesn't hit on Wednesday, because if it does, like I say, it's not like a normal person that can ploy on. It's like a proper disability thing. The fuck? Jesus, I thought Jesus, there's somebody in the ground. I'm gonna have to stop. It's a worker on his hands and knees filling in a hole with hands and knees filling in a hole round a post with what looks like what's that, some tarmac. And he's like, I thought, Jesus, if somebody's fallen off a bike or something there, I'm gonna have to get out of the car. I thought, can anything else go wrong this day? Oh, this fucking gobshite through a 30-mile-an-hour fucking area. Oh my god, that person that person that's just gone past me is easily doing about 70. They're speeding up, and we're going through a 30-mile-an-hour. We're out of it now, but they started overtaking me in the 30-mile-an-hour village. What a fucking gobshite. Where's the police when you're looking for them? I don't think I spoke to you. I didn't sign off from last night, yesterday. So there's some guy pulling out of a side road that he can't see into my path. I'll just have to put some sort of a, sorry, I didn't close off the vlog. So yeah, yesterday was Becky's 40th. I really would have liked to have been able to do the go-karting, but I couldn't chance it. But I filmed them. Oh no, I told you this yesterday on the way home, so I don't need to tell you that. Yeah, so I went to bed last night and I don't sleep well. I take ages to get to sleep and I'm a very light sleeper. But last night, Darren was up 3 times in the night thinking he was going to be sick. And I slept through every single one of them, which is not like me. And I apparently was snoring like a warthog. With open-mouthed. He says I sounded like a cat, like hissing or something. Like that. Lovely, how attractive. I was shattered. I usually am not asleep before between 3 and 4 as an average rule, but 1 o'clock last night I had to turn the TV off and lie down, and Darren was up the first time at 1:30 and I was out like a light. That never happens. So I was obviously absolutely shattered yesterday. After all the run, I get properly serious. I'm really competitive, I have to admit, about anything. See, laser tag, we got our fucking arses handed to us, but nobody else in my team was taking it seriously, and it wound me up. I'm like, but they're destroying our base and nobody's protecting it, and people are wandering about, and I was like, ah! And you want to get proper into it. That's where I'm a bit like a bloke. I'm much more competitive. I think most women just want to have a bit of crack. I want to win, I have to be honest. But yeah, so there's nothing else to tell you about that. I don't think so. So someone else's birthday's someone's 40th birthday's this weekend, so I'm going to need to pick up something to I'm so skint. I have to keep dipping in to see it. How the hell? Ever since we said we're aiming for Florida in 2027, I've no money, and I have to pay towards that. The girl that paid everything said, oh yeah, we'll sort it out later, and it's over now, it's the day after and we still haven't sorted it out. So I'm assuming we have to do bank transfer. Can I get around this guy? Yeah, you put your fucking foot down now that you're on the straight after driving like a fucking pensioner. I hate that. People drive like 20 mile an hour under the speed limit. Now you're thinking, you had to go about that. Yeah, but he was doing about 70 and a 30. We're now on a 60 mile an hour road and that guy's been driving at 40 and I'm running late as it is. But the minute they hit the straight, they put their foot down. And the straight is the only point that I can overtake him. And a tractor has just pulled out in front of me. Fucking bollocks. So this will be me at 20 now, up until this. Don't you fucking dare. Oh no. Right, another one. Another tractor has just pulled out and is reversed back in again. I mean, can you not fucking see me? Sorry, I'm getting really aggressive now. See, when I'm late I am never late for anything because I always leave with such, but I didn't know I was going to have to be the one that was going in until 5 minutes before. Then when I'm upstairs trying to get Isaac's guitar, fucking shopping turned up, didn't it? And I'm now behind a grass thresher or some shit. There's a load of grass and hay coming out of it. And we're down to 30 mile an hour. If that person hadn't been faffing about at 40, I'd have been in front of this thing. Why is it only when you're in a hurry? Right, please put your indicator on. Are you going in here? Are you going in here? Right, he's going in there, but he's not going to indicate to tell anybody he's going in there. Or he doesn't have the back thing that's attached to the tractor wired up, one of the two, so you can't see. Yeah, so it was a good day yesterday. I really enjoyed the laser tag. I'd do that like all the time. It's just really good fun. One other birthday we went to a place that was like, I can't remember, it wasn't paintball because there was no paint, but it was some sort of way you could shoot each other, but it was outside. It was with guns that looked like real guns, like rifle type things, and we all had to shoot each other, and it was like an outside adventure thing. It was really good as well. I love that sort of thing. Right up my street. Isaac hasn't responded to the text that I sent him saying I will be there in 20 minutes, so he better have got it. Isaac never answers his fucking phone. Yeah, what else can I tell you? yeah, you know Darren's got his biopsy on Wednesday. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you about the MS person finally phoned back this morning. Darren got it on the phone. Thankfully he was coming out of his migraine at the time. And he was telling them about things that we'd been told, well this is just this and there's no more help, blah blah, and she was like, what? And she's like really quite disgusted at the lack of support we've had and everything that's happening. And you know, even when we mentioned the bread situation with my mum, who won't change anything, and I'm not happy with her eating bread because I think it's dangerous, when Darren explained the sort of stage my mum's at and the fact that she's eating bread, she's doing what? Oh my good, absolutely not, that's dangerous. And at the stage that she is, the carers shouldn't be allowing her to make that kind of decision. You know, if it's going to be dangerous for her, that's not up to, because we told her that the social worker had said to us, because we've discussed this before, she's an adult and it's up to her. And the MS nurse says, well, you have explained about the delirium and she doesn't know where she is. And Darren says, yep, I've explained all that, but we're basically told she's an adult and she can make up her own mind what she wants to eat. It's not up for us to. And the MS nurse says, no, absolutely not. I'm going to have to contact the care team. The thing about recording bowel motions, I know that's disgusting. They're supposed to be doing that. It's extremely important. They said it's no wonder she's having all the issues that she's having. Asking how we were coping with it. Darren had to tell her what I'd had to do, and she's like, oh my goodness, how awful for her. This must be really upsetting. Darren says it's just, you know, we just need to know certain things and help and support, and we just keep coming up against people telling us that we can't do anything else, this is just how it is. He told her all about the chair, how it's affected her posture. She was like, what? She's like completely like, oh my god. So they says, no, we offer palliative care. She said, don't worry, it's not end of life care. Now I think my mum is getting close to there, but she said, you know, there is more help and support that you can get. So she's looking into things, so that should be good. See if there's anything else. She's talking to the care team about the importance of logging things, logging bowel motions, no pun intended. Just he told her about the fact that the catheter bags during the afternoon didn't have enough in it, and then in the morning it was full after my dad had been making sure she'd drunk. And also I found out from my parents' neighbour that the carers have been putting their blue rubber gloves down a drain culvert outside their house, you know, like a storm drain. She caught them and kicked off, and we phoned the care team and basically said, we took a picture because we could see the blue gloves down the storm drain, and said, look, we're not having a go, but the neighbour has been, it's the same neighbour that called the police on me for parking outside the house, the one that has the cats that's not very good, who incidentally somebody reported her to animal welfare for one of our other cats. Get this as an excuse. Now okay, one of them is a tomcat that roams, but he's got asthma, and people have said that cat's on his last legs, that cat's not well. Derek, not Josephine, the other one, because he's like panting and trying to catch a breath. He's quite an older cat. I can't get him to take the medication. I can't get him to, as a pet owner, I mean, is it up to the cat? I mean, you get the fucking medication down him. Somebody called animal welfare, who, I've cut my half my nail off. I don't know how that's happened. Anyway, I have to go and text Isaac and tell him I'm here. But yeah, somebody contacted animal welfare. But we had to speak to the carers' head office and take the pictures of the gloves down the storm drain, and they're passing it on to their manager, who's a fucking bitch. So I doubt she'll want to say much about it. Anyway, I'll catch up with you when I next catch up with you. My toils. This is probably horrible. I made a cottage pie for my mum, because apparently it's one of the few things she's eaten, but Darren usually makes it. But I've had a go. So I don't know whether it'll be any nice or not. There's a mountain load of cheese on that, I can't even tell you. So quick update. Yes, I look like hammered hell. It is Tuesday evening, I didn't get to go into my mum's today because I've been ill. I think I mentioned to you on Monday when I was taking Isaac into Qatar that Darren had come down with a really bad migraine, but that was a symptom of him being sick. He was like vomiting and so dizzy he couldn't get up. So Monday night I made my mum's shepherd's pie, which you saw for the first time I've ever made one. It was actually really nice. I had a piece. And then I felt a bit not great on Monday night, went to bed, woke up this morning, Tuesday, and was as sick as a pig. Now thankfully, because I hadn't eaten hardly anything that day because I was so busy, there wasn't an awful lot to come back up, but it came back out, let's put it that way. Me and Darren at the minute are just both really bleh, and we feel really sick. We've stopped being sick, but we keep feeling like things are turning our stomach really easily, like smells, or, you know, like if we try to eat something, it's just like, oh no, I don't want that, you know, it's turning our stomachs. So we've obviously just got some sort of virus. I don't think it's something we ate because he had it 24 hours before I did. So yeah, he has his biopsy tomorrow, and regardless of how we're both feeling, we need to go for this. It's important. So I'm driving him up. He was so dizzy yesterday he couldn't get off the bathroom floor. He said he's never been that dizzy in his life, and I daren't let him go on his own after having had like this procedure done. I'll try and take a little bit of footage if I can. But yeah, I shall check in with you guys later. I'm going to my bed. It's only like 10 o'clock on Tuesday evening, but I'm shattered. Hopefully I can get a decent night's sleep, but I still feel really fucking nauseous. It's crap. It's not nice. We just picked the most wonderful time to be sick right before his biopsy, which he waited 6 weeks to get. So we can't not go. It's not an option. I will check in with you at some stage tomorrow, guys. No, I haven't gone mad. The radio's on, just for something different. Hello, it is Wednesday. Is it? Yes, it's Wednesday. We're heading up to Altnagelvin Hospital for Darren to have his biopsy. So the big day is upon us. We'll still not have any results for a while after today, but it's biopsy day. We've stopped being sick, but I'm sort of a day behind Darren with it, so I feel it's like up and down. One minute I'm like, oh, I'm not too bad, and then I'll try and eat something, or I'll catch a smell of something and it's like, oh no, I'm not well. So I'm hoping I hold out. My sciatica is going absolutely nuts. Actually I could do with taking a couple of painkillers before we set off, but the only thing I've got to take them with is a fucking protein shake, which is absolutely disgusting. Where's cocoa? Yeah. My back is absolutely killing right now, which is not good when you've got a long drive ahead of you, but there was no way I was letting him go up himself after having been sick, having been dizzy. And they say when you've had this you can be very sore. They put like a thing up your bum so they can see where they're going, and then they go through the perineum with a big needle. I won't talk about that.
Got any? Got any? Oh, we haven't got them in.
They've no mints?
No hard mints, no. I've only got chews, I don't want chews.
Right, so we'll try Spar.
Unbelievable. Racks and racks and racks of fucking Skittles. I don't know why I've got so many Skittles and Haribo in.
Because kids eat them. They'll have whatever sells. Something I would never go and buy would be mints. The only time I would buy mints is if I was sick, to take the nausea.
Please follow the road for 1 mile.
Over there.
Oh, that was mince. My shepherd's pie was quite nice. I had a piece last night. I had half of like a portion, so it wasn't, and it was more than enough. So hopefully my mum enjoys it. So yeah, have you any idea how long you wait for results after?
No idea.
No idea.
No idea.
So I have to ask them today.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so I may switch it back on when I'm waiting if I'm bored. about, if I can think of anything to talk to you about, but I've brought a Sean Hudson book that I haven't even started yet. He released two, which are two like books full of short stories, I think. Incisions Cut 1 and 2, and I've got both of them, but I haven't even started them, so I'll start that today. We'll see. But yeah, I may switch you back on again later on if there's anything of any interest to tell you. I'll speak to you later. Hospitals are horrible, horrible places. This is a shit tip.
Give me a ring, when you're not got it, get work.
Honest to God, these are everywhere. There's so many of these to go across. We're here. It's so warm. So people were just, I'm gonna put my hair back. People were just determined we weren't getting here. The sat-nav said it was going to take till 1:30. I had left so that we should be there at about 1:45, 1 o'clock. Appointment was 1:30. And then it switched from you will arrive at 1:05 to you will arrive at like nearly 1:30. I'm like, you fucking what? That's his appointment time. We need to find a place. We need to find the department. It's so warm. I can't even tell you. So first of all, we run into a load of traffic, roadworks. And then there was this guy behind me on a bike and he was sitting at my back right hand corner, and I'm like, he's obviously waiting to overtake. There was no indication. I'm like, loads of times I could have overtaken, I didn't, to give him the chance to go around, and he didn't. And he was like really clearly one of these that's not overly experienced or just stupid. And when he did eventually go around, he didn't indicate to tell anyone he was coming out, and we were half an hour up the road and everything started slowing down again, and went past, biker on the road, accident, same guy that had been behind me, because we recognised his jacket. He was okay. He was like sat up, but he had loads of people around him, and his bike was, he'd collided with, I don't know what had happened, but he'd come off his bike anyway. And that caused a massive tailback. We got here though at 1:05. Darren's appointment's at 1:30. I've just walked him in there, found out where it is, so I've left him to go into the appointment. I've said in no uncertain terms, if you're feeling dizzy or anything, you phone me, you get me to come over. Thankfully the car's only about a 2 or 3 minute walk from the actual hospital entrance, so it's not too bad. So now he has to, I was going to tell you earlier, he's taking the paperwork in with him, so I can't even read it. They put some sort of, you know, like when you have a baby, an ultrasound scan that's on your tummy. Well, there's another version of that goes up your hoo-ha that I had to have after I'd had Isaac, because I had so many complications afterwards. Obviously I'm sure anybody watching knows my story. I was induced. I was told on the Friday I was going to have to be induced because I had cholestasis, which is a liver thing. And the only symptom I had, if you're ever pregnant, was really, really itchy palms, the palms of my hands. They took a blood, I just happened to mention it offhand to the midwife, and she did a blood test, and it turns out I had cholestasis, and they told me on the Friday that I would be coming in the next day to be induced. It's like, you what? So that night we went to the cinema to see, I think it was called Last Rites, or it was something very similar, at Anthony Hopkins in, horror movie, because I needed to try and lift my mind to not be thinking about it too much. Got there first thing Saturday morning, got induced, got the pessary things. They broke my waters, which is one of the most painful things I've ever experienced. there's no way in hell that was a normal water break-in, because it was, I can't even tell you. I tolerate a massive, significant amount of pain before I'll tell a person to stop. And I had to tell her in there, I can't, it was so painful. So I had contractions. Darren had to go home in the evening, and I had contractions all night, all into the next day, which was the Sunday. And then Darren was with me the whole Sunday. They moved me down to the labour ward, and basically the last like half a centimetre to centimetre wouldn't fully dilate, and it stayed like that for hours and hours and hours. But then he got stuck and he started to get distressed. I don't know how this went into this big story, but anyway, I've started it now. And they had to put a like monitor on his head. So they left me the whole Sunday night into the Monday morning. And I think at like 5 or 6 a.m. they said to give it another hour, and if there was no change, they were going to take me to surgery. No change, so by 8 o'clock they took me down for a C-section, which I had. He was born not breathing, which was terrifying. I couldn't see him. Thankfully everything was okay. They got him breathing again. And now I remember why I was telling you all this. This was after like a pregnancy of 6 months of really severe hyperemesis, where I lost 3 stone in weight. I was so sick. They had to keep putting me in hospital. Had him. Not right when I got home. It's just like there's something not right. So they sent me for one of, this is getting back to the point, they sent me for one of these scans where they put something up inside you, and they found that I had retained placenta, which basically means when they'd delivered Isaac, they're supposed to take out what's left, and they hadn't. They had left behind some which had got infected. So I had like a whole uterine infection, which was not fun, which was not good. I remember after that passing something. It was like a piece of steak. It was massive, and it's like it just come out my front, not my back, and it's like, you know, basically if it could have gone wrong, it went wrong. And afterwards I found out that the hospital that we chose, well, was chosen for me, had one of the worst records with maternity in it. Now the other option was BRI, Bradford Royal Infirmary, which has a horrendous reputation as being a terrible hospital. So Darren had says, no, we want to go to, I was put to one called Airedale, which is just outside Silsden where we lived. And well, we didn't live there at the time, but anyway, it was the hospital local to where Darren grew up, and they said it's a much, much better hospital. Now it may well have been, but the maternity unit was shit. When I was taken down, the surgeon looked at my notes, and she was really, really angry about something, and she was ballsing someone out. What the hell has happened here? And she looked up and she happened to see Darren looking at her, because Darren was listening. And then she like stopped talking, but all he got was that Wyatt had been left this length of time. Basically they'd left me too long and it was dangerous. And if they had left me much longer, Isaac would probably have died. So I don't know what would have happened to me. But yeah, it was a really horrible experience. But anyway, I've had one of these scans, to go back to the point. I've waffled for 7 minutes, where they put the thing up to do a scan. He has to have one of these up his bum. And they put that up your bum so that they can see where the prostate is and where the area of concern is. And it's like, you know, when you watch those surgeries and you can see the surgeons like usually inject an iodine or something into a person's heart, or they watch where they're going. You can see them sometimes when they're putting rods in people's bones, that where it's going. Well, that's what this scan thing does. Excuse me. And then they have to put a big needle up. Find car, okay. I'll just respond to this. So, look, Red Dead Redemption. What was I going to say? I bought a packet of crisps. And they put a big needle up your perineum, which I'm sure I don't need to explain to people what your perineum is. Look it up if you don't know. And they take out multiple samples and send them away. So that's what he's having done. God love him. He doesn't like needles either. Now, explain this to me. especially if you're in America. If you saw this packet of crisps, now granted, now that I'm looking at it, it's not exactly pink, it's a bit off pink. There was green ones. No, sorry, but they were blue. And I thought, oh, salt and vinegar, I'll get those. No, they were cheese and onion in a blue packet. Now, when I was growing up, for many, many, many years, cheese and onion was always in green. Salt and vinegar was in blue. Ready salted was usually like a dark blue. Smoky bacon was brown. Prawn cocktail was pink. Now, I saw this, only one packet left, and it was sort of lying like this, but I could see the pink, and I thought, oh, prawn cocktail, I'll have them. Fucking smoky bacon. So the green ones, sorry, the blue ones that I was going to get, because I thought they were salt and vinegar, were cheese and onion. I didn't want cheese and onion. And I certainly didn't want, I'd prefer cheese and onion to fucking smoky bacon. I really don't like, I've eaten them. I don't hate them, but they would be my second last choice after ready salted. So, is it just me? I know they changed all the colours here, but in the US, do you have designated colours of packets of crisps for certain flavours that you would usually gravitate to? But pink, fucking smoky bacon. See the amount of women that drive really, really big, like 4x4s or something. There's someone reversing in a Volvo, it's black, but it's like a massive big 4x4, and they're usually very well-to-do middle-aged women. Why do you need a car that fucking size? They never see country in their life, but they drive a 4x4. Yeah, so I treated myself to a 7-Up Zero and a packet of crisps that, oh, look at the size of that crisp. It's nearly as big as my nose, look. I've just thought, the woman that's just reversed in will have no idea I'm talking to a camera. And I've just done that out the front window. Right, I'm going to read some of my book. Haven't started it yet. Disgrace. Every book I get now is autographed. Where is it? What is that? Number 71 of 150 for Lisa, all the bloody best, Sean Hudson. The other one I got, part 2 of this, says that he really liked my YouTube video. I was mortified, which means he's watched my YouTube. I did a YouTube video called Sean Hudson and Appreciation. He's seen it. I'm mortified. Anyway, right, I'm going to go and do some reading now. I'll come back to you when Darren gets back and I can let you know how it went. Well, he's back. He's just gone to... He couldn't find the pay machine. And I'm like, I'll go do it. No, I'll do it. So he's gone to pay for parking. He'll come back saying it cost this much. Fucking hell. He sent me a text and said it was fucking horrible. And then they had to go on to a ward until he'd weed. They wouldn't let him go until he'd weed. But we just have to wait on results. Now I'll let him tell you himself when he gets in the car. But these smoky bacon crisps are repeating on me every time I burp. It's disgusting. Apparently they've told him his prostate is massive, like extremely large. I think he's got a thing called BPH, benign prostate something. Basically just meaning you've got a very enlarged prostate. I know his dad had something, but he never went into any real detail, but they thought was prostate cancer. This benign prostate enlargement thing is hereditary. So, but he told his dad he was going for these tests, and his dad didn't say that he'd had, you know, his dad's a fucking wanker, to be honest with you. But, I don't know whether he just wouldn't think to say. I have no idea. I'll get him to ask his dad. Right, that guy's tried to drive out without paying for his ticket. Honest to God, someone's going to crash into me this day. I have 2 cars driving towards me now. Here he comes. No idea what these people are doing. No idea.
Oh.
Are you sore?
It's alright.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He just tried to get out of the camera on, by the way. So I was talking. So, apart from being really fucking uncomfortable, jeez. But the prostate's not that far in.
That's all big needle there.
Don't-
Just went in and out, in and out.
They have to take
in and
usually
out.
about 15.
2 of them doing it. And then she swapped it over one because she couldn't get an angle. Oh no, you'd have to take everything out and then go in again at a different angle. And it was like, oh my god, not again. And then I thought they're done. And she swapped it over a person. And then she did the same amount again. It was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, but it was shit, but it means it's thorough.
Oh yeah, it was there. Although really, really nice in there.
It means they've... Did you text me back? What's what?
I've just got, no, it just beeped,
no.
it beeped a minute ago. I didn't even read
Well,
it
that was
yet.
just me saying I'm in
Yeah.
luck yet, because I'm like, surely it's peed by now.
Yeah.
Apparently there can be blood in your wee for a while.
Oh, just a tiny spot, so I don't know.
Well, how long to the results?
3 weeks.
I don't understand why these things take so long. It's like when you go to the doctors and get a blood test, they say, or a urine test, they say 4 days.
You're not eating your mints.
No, I don't want them. But if you go to the hospital and you get a urine test or a blood test, it's back within a few hours. But
Yeah.
in the GPs, they make you wait 4 days. Why is it 3 weeks to wait on results? So what did they say about it looked massive? Who said that?
The guys, there's only one guy in there, and he came round and he said, so how did this start? So I told him. And he raised an eyebrow when I said about scores. Because I said, oh yeah, your age, anything above a 4 shows us something. I said, well, mine started over 6. And he looked at me. Well, then you got sent for an MRI. I said, no. So they wanted to just have the MRI.
Yeah, and you had to push
And I had
for
to
it.
push for that. I told him all that, and he raised an eyebrow as if to see what. And he says, oh, I can see here that you had an MRI. He says you have a very big prostate. He said very big. Whoa, he went like that. Whoa. I think the scoring, he said, because the bit I'd understand him, was a 0.2. Should have been. And mine on the scan was 0.7 point something. He goes, no, hang on a bit. This is the MRI in 2018. He says, hang on, let me just get you a new one. Oh, definitely, yeah. And it doubled in size since
The
the
route
last one.
guidance will start now.
He says that is a seriously big prostate.
I
He says
know.
you're looking at surgery there.
Leave the
Well, you
roundabout
don't
at the
always
second
have
exit.
to. You don't always have to have surgery.
No.
There's medical. You can get medicines first, but if you've got,
Well, I said it was unusually big.
yeah. But
Leave at the second exit.
what did he mean? But no sign of cancer. They can't say that until you get your
No, I
results.
didn't mean he said there was no sign. He said what he said was
Now leave the roundabout and then turn right.
normally when you get an enlarged to that size, you have visible things where you can tell definitely what's going on because it forms masses. He says you don't have any, it doesn't look like you've got any masses. He says, but we have to do the biopsy to make sure that you
Now
don't
turn
have.
right.
He says, I can't say you don't have it, but you haven't got what we'd expect to see, which is masses that are causing it big. I said, so what you're saying is, it's just like someone having a big head, they can have it. He says, yeah. I said, well, I've got a big head. And he laughed.
You
He
need
says, well,
to
he
text.
says they always have different, everyone has got a bigger one than somebody else.
You must speak to your dad, because from what I've read, it's hereditary.
He just says his is enlarged, he's been offered surgery on it, but he doesn't want it because anyone he knows who's had surgery have got issues going forward after that.
Yeah, and
But because it doesn't show anything,
right, so that's probably, there's a thing called BP. Oh,
prostasis or something.
no, there's a thing that's not even prostasis. It just means very enlarged prostate.
Benign.
Yeah, that's
yes,
it.
yeah.
BP something.
I forget what it's called, it's a big word.
But it's hereditary. So if you're saying your dad has an enlarged prostate, why he didn't tell you that when you asked, I've no idea. Basically, the reason they have to keep an eye on that is because it can close off your ability to wee.
Yeah.
And that's the stage where they look at surgery.
Well, that's the issue I've got. It's because your prostate's like a donut around the tube. The tube's in the middle.
Yeah.
And the bigger it gets, the tighter it squeezes.
Yeah.
That's why I've gone from an iron bladder to a no longer an iron bladder.
But
God, I could hold my piss all day long without going once. I don't even shut the chain.
But people that get surgery generally
Leave at the
only
third exit.
get surgery when it gets to a point that they cannot
Yeah.
pass urine.
Well, I don't
Before
really
that,
care.
it gets treated by medication. Well, at least you've had the test now. Just wait and see what happens. But
The one that was doing most of the needle work, she must have just come to the end of her training. They were really nice to talk to. I said, did you actually wake up one day and thought, I know what I'd like to specialise in on an afternoon? And they started laughing. Well, apparently I've got a very long perineum. She goes, that's something. If you ever have to have any kind of interview where they say, is there anything unusual
In
about it? I
1/4
said, tell them
mile, leave the
that.
roundabout at the
I said, should I
second
show them
exit.
as well? And everyone said, yes, you should. You should get a mirror.
shit.
This
This
very
is a
unusual.
40. I was doing 45, and there's a speed camera there.
No, you should get it.
Well,
That's unusual. It's
Yeah.
like a tin
so you
bed,
see
isn't
me
it?
getting a
Leave
ticket.
at the second exit.
I was distracted by your unusually long perineum, so I wasn't.
Now leave the roundabout.
And I did not want to look at the needle. I thought, if I don't look at it, I'll be fine.
She didn't put it in front of
And
your
then-
face, did you?
No, when they were talking and when she passed it to you, one for her to get
Right
down.
over the top of you.
In
I just
1/4
happened to
mile,
be
leave the
looking,
roundabout at the second
And I saw it and I was
exit.
like, oh my fucking God, look at the size of that. Never seen a needle as big.
Is it longer than my epidural needle?
I can't remember how big that needle was.
Well, it has to go into space between my spine, so I'd imagine quite large.
This was like a thin knitting needle.
Yeah. Well, you're all
And it
done.
goes in. And
Leave
you
at
think,
the second exit.
you get even after numbing, you can still feel like the sharp of it
Apparently,
going
it's
in.
it's like a sting,
Now leave
Yeah.
the roundabout.
stinging.
And then you feel the movement of it, which is like, it's not pain, but it's like discomfort. You can feel it going in and
Yeah.
in and in and in. And it's like a cap gun going off when they take the biopsy, and it makes you jump. Like, ching.
Right,
But they don't tell you when you're going to do it.
right.
And it just suddenly clicks inside you. I think like, oh,
Well, if they've taken that many, hopefully that means
I'm off count.
they've been very well. If you've got like what they're saying is a massively large prostate, then they'll have to take more to
Yeah.
get all areas,
In
won't they?
1/4 mile, leave the roundabout at the fourth
And of
exit.
course, because of the angle and stuff, the thing that does the scan had to keep coming in and out.
Well, I see you get to know how a woman feels then for an afternoon.
You
I
have to put
didn't.
your feet in like stirrups on the side, and then the stirrups go up in there.
Leave
Oh
at the
my
fourth
God.
exit.
How embarrassing. So you had a real dose of female
Yeah.
embarrassment for an afternoon, like
Yeah.
what we have.
You have to
bloody-
sit there, cupping your scrotum and bits.
God. Lovely. Well, at least you got to this stage of life
Now
before you
leave the
had any of
roundabout.
it. We have it every bloody fart's turn for something. Bloody smear tests, and then you have when you're pregnant, and then you have when you have labour, and then you have when things go wrong after you've had labour. I don't know what's going on with this. I can't figure out.
And underneath where you sat as well, there's a steel
Leave at the second exit.
blood catcher, we'll say. Like a pan. That's not something you want to accidentally take a look into when you're
Now leave the roundabout.
Right, I need to concentrate on what I'm doing now, so I'll switch you off. I just left you on to let you hear how it went. So as you can hear, uncomfortable, embarrassing, but at least it's done. And I'll obviously let you know when the results come back.
It's not as bad as what your imagination says it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's just such an alien thing taking place.
Yeah.
I think I would have been absolutely fine if I hadn't seen him needle.
You want to just have your eyes shut then?
Well, you're laid back. You're not even looking at them. It just so happened that when they were changing, I thought they'd finished. When they weren't, she was taking over a seat.
Right.
And she passed it to her. It was like, oh. And then once you know how big it is, you can put a mental picture to the sensation that you're feeling, and it's even though you're trying to ignore it, you're thinking, oh, I can feel that going in, I can feel it going all the way in.
In the quarter mile, leave the roundabout at the
Rather
second
than just
exit.
feeling a weird sensation, you can put that picture to what's actually going on, because you know what it looks like. But I don't know, they must have gone in 15, 20
Leave at the
times.
second exit.
Well, it says the normal amount of sort of things they text between 15 and 20 or 15 and 25, something like that.
Maybe more, I don't know. You know, when you try and
I remember the
get out.
figure 15, and that was the
Yeah.
lower number. Right, I'm not going. Right, I'm going to switch you off now so I can concentrate on getting home. Make sure Isaac
Now
killed
leave the
himself in the
roundabout.
meantime. Because if anything's going to go wrong or something's going to kick off, it'll be when I'm like over an hour away from home. Anyway, we shall keep you updated. I shall speak to you later. Hello, it is Friday. Isaac is off to Auchengillan tomorrow. We have to be there for just after 5 a.m. Delightful.
Big storm due as well.
Storm
Monday,
due to hit
Tuesday.
Monday. They're not doing. I was thinking, oh, I hope they don't have the Loch Lomond Day that day, but they don't. Their Loch Lomond Day is Thursday, because that'll, loads of wind. I think it'll be cancelled for whoever's doing it that day. They're on site, I think, that day, like sub-camp games or something like that. So it'll not interfere with them. We are off to the cinema to see the Fantastic Four. My prediction is it's going to be terrible. Isaac really wants to see it. What's your prediction?
Be shite.
People I know think it's absolutely amazing. I haven't heard anybody say it was terrible yet. Can't remember what Elliot said.
If you're going with low expectations,
Yeah.
you can only be.
I want to see Naked Gun. That's the one I want to see, but Isaac's away for a week, so me and Darren can go and see that at any point over the next week. I don't think Isaac will be that interested in it, whereas I really want to see it. But we'll go see Fantastic Four and see if Galactus is as cool as everyone is saying he is. Yeah, I'll be doing a review for the main channel, so you'll see that on there. This afternoon I spent packing up Isaac's stuff all into individual plastic Ziploc bags. T-shirts in one, trousers in another, underwear and socks in another. All the different things is all separated. But the chances of him getting that repacked to come back and fitted in, it's minimal. Just have to say, I've put a couple of bin bags in. So Isaac, if you find that you cannot get stuff fitted in, which you should be able to, don't screw things in balls. If you can't get it fitted, I've put bin bags in so that you can put what doesn't fit in a bin bag. But you have to remember to tell them to put your stuff on top so that you can get it out easy.
Well, I wouldn't put anything small in a bin bag because if it rips,
Yeah.
use it.
Well, in a bin, what I mean by in a bin bag, Isaac, is things like your roll mat or your sleeping bag, something like that, or clothes. Don't put like chargers or any of that sort of thing in case it gets lost. We're collecting him from the docks in Belfast because we've got a Darkness concert on the day that he comes back. So hopefully he's not completely wrote off, because it'd be a big waste of money. And I know he's going to like the Darkness live, because for anybody that hasn't seen them, they're a much heavier band live than they are. People think they're like a pop rock band, but they're actually very, very good live. Yeah, Justin's got a very high pitched voice, but one of their main influences is Queen. I think that's why I'm quite a fan. But of the times we've seen them, I've enjoyed them every single time. And they're being supported by Ash this time, which I think is a really odd choice. Ash are from here, so maybe that's why. I don't know. I would imagine there. Do you think there's anyone else before Ash?
I don't think there is.
Ash is like, I don't know what genre that is. Indie. I've never been a fan. I don't hate them. I just don't really have an opinion either way.
When they had that woman on guitar, and then she left at the scene.
But it'll be interesting to see. I've never seen them. I don't know anything by them apart from what's popped up on the charts and TV years ago. So yeah, I will reserve judgment. I will of course take a little bit of footage on the night so you guys can see it. It's standing, which I'm not the best with, but them two can faff away on up to the front if they want. I'll probably stand on the peripherals on the edge. But it'll be a good experience for Isaac to actually get to a gig where he can actually get, you know, up and close. But then again, that depends on what time we get there at, because the front just packs out. Yeah, but that's it at the moment. The packing's done. Just a few little bits to do. Isaac, do you want that big massive water bottle or the black one? Well, just you tell me what one you want. Huh? Right, the big one. So a litre and a half water bottle, which I think is ridiculous. Or is it a litre? I can't remember. It's massive. If you think how big a 2 litre bottle of like pop is that you get in the shop, then big bottles of Pepsi Max or something, a water bottle that holds almost as much as that. Oh, there's a lovely horse. Oh, that was nice. You didn't say that. It was like a dappled brown and white horse. Yeah, anyway, I'll check in at a later date. Probably tomorrow morning when we all look like death. And we're on the way in to drop Isaac off for his week's holiday. I shall speak to you later.
It used to piss me off because I was always one with the camera and no one ever took my picture.
Morning.
There's a difference between giving a full camera to someone and giving a phone for a quick snap.
It is Saturday morning. It is 4:45. I have not been to sleep yet. We're about to take Isaac in for his week at Auchenguillen. He's got a good belly of food in him. Packed lunch. Everything's. Wait till they see how amount of bags he's showing up with.
What? One more than normal?
Yeah, but they're 2 big bags. Right, I'll switch you off. I was going to film like the bus and stuff, but it's going to be dark, so probably unlikely. And we'll not be able to get a group photo before they go either because it'll be too dark. Right,
We'll probably get one on the boat.
I shall speak to you later.
Is this yours, Isaac?
It's too early in the morning for this. Isaac's dying.
Christ, you've got a reason for doing it.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine. I could do with a coffee, but I don't drink coffee anymore. I could murder a coffee.
5:30 a.m.
Yeah. This time doesn't exist. It's an illusion.
They're all on that bus. Well, Isaac is. The scouts are on the other one. Dash cam's falling off the bloody window. I'll let Darren put it up, so I won't be able to reach. I can't reach to put that bag up again. I ended up having to give up and go to bed. And when we got back, we didn't film very much because Isaac was mortified. So we got back. What time did we get back at?
I can't remember what time.
6. Between 5:30 and 6. And Darren went to bed for a couple of hours. Oh, what a lovely dog. Well, they'll have to be careful wandering about there, but the speed people come in.
2 or 3. I was wandering around some white ones as well.
Sorry, there's a nice little dog wandering about here. Oh, he's one of them little wiry ones. Little wiry black terrier. So yeah, Darren went to bed for a couple of hours, and I was going to stay up because when I tried to sleep during the day I always end up feeling worse, but then I started getting really cold, I couldn't get warm, and I thought that's because I'm so tired, so I'm going to have to go to bed. And I think I ended up in bed for about 4 hours. I didn't sleep for the first hour, I just listened to crap YouTube stories, you know, like weird happenings and disappearances and all that sort of stuff, and eventually got to sleep, so I feel a bit more with it now. Got up, washed my hair, put a bit of slap in my face, woke myself up. So we are going to see the new Naked Gun movie. I'm hearing completely conflicting viewpoints. Some people are saying Liam Neeson's really good, really deadpan, it's really funny, but more people are saying it's not great. I still want to see it. Isaac's away. I tell you what, you give me your feedback here, parents. So, if your kid was away, now I know Isaac's 14, but there are kids there that are like from about the age of 11. If your kid was away, would you think it would be nice as a leader for them to like send you a text to say they arrived safely? Or, now if I was there in my capacity, not that I would be because I'm not able to do the trips away, I would send a couple of photographs from the ferry. I would send a photograph or like a text at least when we got there to say everyone's arrived safely. We'll check in later to let you know how today's went. Just little things here and there, little, you know, just so people know that everything's okay. But they just don't, and I don't understand that. You know, you think people want to be up. I seem to be one of the few people that do that, because even when Isaac was growing up, if he went out with his mates, with their family, they would never think to, like, you know what was, you know, I don't mean now, I mean when he was much, much younger. Like, if I took the kids up to soft play or something, I would send a photograph of them on the soft play, or a picture of them in McDonald's after, just so they knew what their kid was okay, everything was alright. But other people just don't seem to like to do the same thing. I'm just hoping that they've arrived okay, because we've no idea. I'm assuming they have, but nobody's told us anything. Yeah, but I shall be doing a review for my main channel for the film, so if you want to know if it's any good.
Bikers.
Loads of cyclists, so people are so frustrating for everybody that's stuck behind them. Because there's these new laws now that you have to, like, why is the laws always on the motorists? You must give X amount of room. Now fair enough, I have no issue giving X amount of room, but I do have issue when they ride 2 and 3 abreast along the road, which apparently they're allowed to do.
You still got to give 6 feet even if they're 4 abreast.
It's like,
so you got
on a single lane road like this is, it's a rural road, it's not very wide, so if you get a cyclist, you cannot go round him until the road is clear going both ways, so you have to have nothing coming towards you. And if you have a big group of them, which tends to quite often be the case, you've no chance of getting around them. You know, you've maybe got 10 cyclists, you imagine how much distance that takes up, and you can't get around them because you're on a single lane, twisty, you know, you can't even see far enough in front of you to get around. It's very frustrating. So anyway, I'm going to go. I might treat myself to a little ice cream at the cinema today. Do you fancy an ice cream? No? I shall check in with you guys later. Hello. God, my eyes look really bad. I shouldn't have driven. I should have got in the passenger seat. I'm struggling. It's really bright, and my eyes are kicked off again. What I think I've worked out, I am run down right now, I know that, because of, like, my face is coming out in rashes and my scalp and stuff, but I think my eye issue is either a cheap mascara I bought off Temu, or a cheap mascara I bought in B&M. Like it was one of those two. It was like $1.99, the one in B&M. The Temu one was one of the free gift one that was even less. And my eye was fine yesterday, and for the first time in a while I put makeup on yesterday, and then it started after I took the makeup off last night. So I think you know the way when you use like micellar oil to take, or micellar water to take makeup off, obviously it's going all over your eye, so it'll be putting an aspect of whatever you've got on your eye in your eye, which is usually not an issue. But I have thrown all my mascaras out because I didn't have very many anyway. So ladies or gentlemen, if you wear makeup, if that is your want, I should lecture at myself. I don't throw out makeup after, apparently you're supposed to throw eye makeup out after 6 months. I don't. I now have no mascaras, so Darren has been sent today when I'm at my mum's down to Boots to get me a mascara. To me, if I spend almost £10 on a mascara, that is proper expensive. But most people I know, their mascaras they buy are 20 odd quid each. I can't justify 20 quid because I can't afford it on a mascara. So there's one down from a tenner to £7.99, and I have £8.56 on Boots points. So he's got a picture of the one. It's a Maybelline one, so it's not shit. And I've thrown out like all my powder puffs. I've thrown out all my, you know, the little buds that you put eye makeup on with. I've thrown out my makeup sponges. So Darren has been sent on a shopping task to get a makeup sponge, powder puffs, eyeshadow applicators and a mascara for me. So I'm hoping, and I've cleaned my entire makeup box out, I've thrown a load of stuff out. The only one thing that I should part with, and I refuse to because they're too expensive and most of them were presents, is eyeshadow palettes. Now if you're watching this and you're a woman, do you get rid of eyeshadow palettes? You're probably going to say, yeah, but I probably have them a few years. I've got some eyeshadow palettes that, no word of a lie, are over 20 years old. Kelly, if you can think of the Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes you bought me for Christmas, I still have 2 of those. I threw out a Kat Von D one this morning and it killed me to do it. But it was grotty.
Imagine the bacteria, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's like, but they're expensive. An eyeshadow palette, if you're a bloke, you could pay 30 quid maybe more. And it's like £30 worth of makeup in the bin. No, I can't do it. But I haven't bought myself, no, tell a lie, the last makeup I bought myself, eye makeup, well, this is interesting, isn't it, was when COVID went on and every person got £100 here. I'm sorry to people in England, I know that must be like sickening, but we all got £100 to encourage people to go out and shop. I bought 2 little trees for either side of the front door, and I treated myself to a Charlotte Tilbury quad eyeshadow, which was 40 quid for 4 fucking little eyeshadows. Now that is excessive, I'm aware, it's ridiculous, but I never treat myself and it was money I didn't have, so I thought, right, it was like, it wasn't like cash, you had to like go into shops and spend it. So that's what I bought, Charlotte Tilbury quad, and two of the quads, 2 of the little things are completely done, the light coloured one and the glittery one, but the 2 darker ones are still got them. And that's going back to 2020. We're now in 2025, and that's the most recent eyeshadow I have purchased 4 or 5 years ago. But I can't be doing with it. I cannot be doing with throwing out expensive mix. So you can lecture me if you feel I should be throwing out the eyeshadow palettes, because like Darren says, what if they're loaded with bacteria? The brushes, I know I should. I cleaned all my makeup brushes as well, so I've done that.
Do not buy any more makeup from Temu, AliExpress. Even I don't buy horror makeup from them because it's not regulated.
This eye is kicked off again, and I'm pretty convinced it's that mascara. So, it's in the bin now.
It's probably lead-based.
I've thrown 4 mascaras in the bin, 2 relatively new and 2 pretty much almost done. Yeah, that kills me, I hate it, but they're gone. So let's hope going forward my eye sorts itself out now. That's it done. We're just gonna. I haven't seen my mum in a week and a day. I saw her last Saturday, but me and Darren had that bug, and with how weak my mum is right now, going in round my mum with a stomach bug, forget it. So we're both over the bug now. We're both still washed out and drained, and we were a bit dizzy for a while when we got up.
Oh, dizziness was awful.
Yeah, but we're fine now. I'm just knackered. I think stuff's catching up on me. All the stress of that situation with my dad and the blood pressure, followed by being sick, and there was something else that I can't remember. And I said to you, this is going to hit me in a couple of weeks. Well, a couple of weeks, it's hitting me. This light is killing my eyes.
Do you want to pull over?
No, it's alright. There's not really anywhere out here you can pull over.
This one.
It's alright, I'll be fine. I'll let you drive home though. I'm a terrible passenger. I hate being on the passenger side of a car because it always feels to me like I'm too close to the curb. Because my road positioning tends to be more to the middle, Darren's tends to be more to the side.
Mine's not below yours.
No, you think that because you're on the passenger side. I'm almost on the white line right now on my side. My positioning is like over here to me, but you're sat there, and it probably, like, I'm on the white line now, to give you an idea. When you're on that side, you feel like you're too close. I know I do. When Darren's driving, I'm like, we're going to hit this fucking side in a minute, we're way too close to it. But you can't say anything if you're not driving. It makes me nervous. So you can see now he thinks I'm driving to that side. When I'm driving so close to the middle, I hit it then. So that'll give you an idea as to how narrow these lanes are. I'm not a good passenger at all. I think I've just been used to driving myself for so many years that when I don't like it. Unless I've got a migraine or a headache, then no. Oh God, why is it so bright? Is it just because my eyes are hurting, or is it?
It's called daylight hours, so you can see that pesky sun.
Right, I'm gonna go, because all I'm gonna do is squint at you. Right, thank you for watching this week. Next week, nothing very exciting. We've got the new fridge coming on Monday, and our old one has decided to work. But we need a new one anyway, because it's going to go kaput at some stage.
Oh, it's gone really cold again as well.
Tuesday, I'm in at my mum's. Wednesday, I've got Kira and Sophie at Honeybees. Thursday, Friday are free at the minute, but I'm sure something will happen, or I'll have to do something for somebody at some stage. I'd like to actually, for me and Darren, to get a chance to go do something one day when Isaac's away. And then he'll be back on the Saturday, and then we're up to see Darkness, and so you'll get a little bit of footage of the Darkness in next week's vlog.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
The ferry's going to be on time, yeah.
But the ferry will be on time.